Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Eye Transmute, where we listen to understand, where we learn to grow, and where we glow from the inside out. Thank you for being here. It's always a blessing to have you guys show up in the building with me. Today, we have a wonderful guest. Quarterly, I do something for men. I know this is usually mostly targeted for women, but we want to also pay homage to our men and the warriors that overcome great obstacles to success to be able to be who they are today, because those are going to be the great examples and the great pillars in our communities to be able to help uplift us and all of the younger generations to come. So I wanted to make sure that we also acknowledge those men. And today I have an excellent segment and show for you guys today. From the mud to miracles with John Hunt. And he is he's amazing. He's an excellent pillar in the community. He's one of those guys that if you have any issues, you can call and talk to him, and he'll give you the best guided advice. He's got his own business now, is very successful in plumbing. He does so many things in the community. So I thought it would be only right to have him here to share his story. So I'll go ahead and introduce him and we'll get started. Meet John, everybody.
Hello, y'all. I'm John.
Thank you, John. I'm so grateful that he's here. And, when we go through these journeys, we want to make sure that we tell our story. So I'm grateful that you're here to share this legacy, get this thing going, and just be an example.
Okay, I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
Thank you for the introduction. That was pretty good.
Of
I
course.
was like, who was that
Hey,
guy?
you got to give
Who
him
was that guy?
right. I be looking at myself too, like, who that woman, Harpo? But it's beautiful to see the transformation,
Yes,
right?
God is good. Yeah.
So okay, we gonna dive right into it because me and John, we straight gutter. We don't sugarcoat. We get right into it. We tell the details, but we also want to put an emphasis on the transformations, how to come up out of it, and also talk about the nitty gritty in between that people don't like to talk about that you might have to face coming out of some of these things. So a lot of people know that so many people struggle with addiction, and it could be anything as far as drug abuse, alcoholism, sexual abuse, food addictions, whether you're addicted to social media. So many things that people can be addicted to that take us away from our highest potential or our highest purpose. And I think it's important that we talk about how to overcome it because some people don't make it up out of that. So John is a perfect example how he traveled that storm, and God parted those waters so that he can cross those oceans and really get to his final destination. So you want to kind of talk about the beginning of that journey and how addiction played a major part in your life and how that started?
Yeah. So first of all, it was fun. You know, after school we go get a 6 pack of beer, get us our little weed, marijuana, which are the gateways.
Yeah.
And it's all fun then. Matter of fact, as I got older and I was driving and I drive past the liquor stores and see all the guys hanging out. Oh, those the alcoholics right there.
Mm-hmm.
Not me. I still got this. Because you get comfortable with it. Because right now they really have grabbed you yet.
Yeah.
You're just having fun with your
It's
drinking
functioning.
and smoking. You just functioning,
Yep.
moving around, and then be careful pointing the fingers at other people because
Yeah.
you like, yeah, that ain't me. So look at y'all at the liquor store hanging out, looking begging for money. Not me. Doing my own thing. And what happened was I ended up, my family are plumbers. My uncle, my grandfather, my dad was even did some plumbing, um, uh, and plumbing kind of makes a little bit of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was taught how to make money, but
Yeah.
not what to do with money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I was already drinking and smoking. So guess what? That was my end up being my passion, but until it gripped me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started off mainly just having fun with it until it gripped me.
Yeah. And when did you notice that it really gripped you? What are some main things and key factors that you noticed? Like, okay, this has really got a hold of me, and it's really something I need to do about this.
Relationships.
Okay.
It got to a point where relationships, you couldn't keep my relationship. Not only that, I come from the 50 block, especially everybody be hanging out.
5 block.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
Everybody be hanging out on 56th and Wayne, 56th and Highland. And it got to a point where it was so bad. I see everybody hanging out on the block. I said, oh, everybody down here. I get to walking down that way. Pretty soon everybody packing up and leaving and disappearing. Like, where everybody going?
Yeah.
Here come Johnny. Let's get up out
Mhm.
of here.
Mhm.
So I started noticing like this is a problem. I started getting DWIs
Mhm.
and can't keep a job,
Mhm. Mhm.
and it got real bad. That's when I knew it was getting me.
Yeah, yeah. We start to kind of, like you said, we're in it, and because it's a part of us, we don't notice it.
Uh-huh.
Until loss happens or something
Loss.
major or something to where now this is our coping. I
Yep.
haven't really went back and tried to figure out those different outlets
Those
or
different
healing ways.
outlets. Right.
And like you said, relationships, they
Oh
start to
my God.
tarnish.
It tarnished it.
Bridges start to burn,
Bridges burning.
and we don't understand because we feel like this family, you just supposed to be here.
Right. You're supposed to be here.
So that's amazing. So you started to see just that ripple in the relationships and just with just coming around and
Wrecking. Hold
people.
on. Wrecking vehicles. I was
Oh yeah.
tearing up cars. I went through Swore Park one time, hit two parked cars and a pedestrian. Don't even remember. So I come to, I was
Mm,
smoking some. At first it was marijuana. By
yeah.
this time we done transferred. I opened up, started smoking PCP.
What made you make that transfer?
We wasn't doing nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
The PCP made me feel like a
Superhero.
superhero. King Kong didn't have nothing on me.
Right, that
When
part.
you on that stuff made you feel like
And it makes you
this.
strong because I've
Yeah, it
kind of seen
does.
people kind of go off of it, and I have family members as well who have
Uh-huh.
kind of struggled with that. And I remember a specific incident where a cousin and her boyfriend were actually doing it, and she was stronger than him. Boy, they were ripping
Yeah.
shirts off in the phone. I'm like, what
Oh
the is
man.
going on in here?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot of stuckness. So I
Yes.
would see people walking around, zombie in it. But we do have some people also whose tolerance is high who are functioning
We were functioning with it.
with this. Like it's just a hit a
Yeah.
weed,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
it just
another
started
thing
to be
though,
too much.
right? What's happening though, just a sneak peek, not to jump too far off.
Yeah.
But the government, whoever making this stuff, is putting
Hmm.
it in there to attract you.
Yeah.
Whatever you're smoking, to make you want more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost
It's
like crack
addictive.
cocaine. I've
Yeah.
tried it, but I didn't like crack.
Yeah.
Took my money too fast.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
but it made me want some more. More for what? I ain't even getting high.
That part.
So that part I didn't like, but they putting this in the alcohol and our food,
Hmm.
especially in our drugs.
Yeah.
So we gotta be careful. It makes you just want more and
Yeah.
more.
You and want more of it, and that's something because also me with marijuana too, because that was one of my gateways as well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
started very early at the age of 14. My
Oh
father
yeah.
passed when I was 10, and got to hanging around I won't say the wrong crowd because these are beautiful people. They just go through situations just like we all do, but started getting into these certain habits after school, like he said, smoking, just hanging out,
Smoking.
not really putting my focus on studies, and really starting to kind of go downhill from that, and
Hmm.
functioning in it, still working, still
Yeah.
maintaining, still paying bills, but not understanding what parts of the soul it was really starting to drain.
Wow.
Not
Wow.
only the soul, because it snatches your creativity. You don't want to get
Big
up,
time.
you're sleepy, it snatches your money. You know what I mean?
Man.
I was buying a half, blowing a half every day by myself.
Yeah, by yourself.
So that was something that I had to think about. Like, dang, does this have me or do I have it? Because I'm a person that believes, God created everything. He put it
That's what we
here,
said. That's
but
it.
how are we
How are
using
we
it?
using it?
How are we using
But you
it?
know what? It's like a vicious circle. Marijuana will rob you of your passion to really. Because
Yeah,
what it does, it lies to you.
yeah,
First, you gotta get your weed.
yeah,
You gotta get your papers. You gotta smoke. When you smoke it, you say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." Your inhibitions is like, "Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm
yeah,
gonna do this." By the time you get the munchies and you get the last and go to sleep,
yeah,
you wake up and you're doing it again.
yeah.
Now everything you said you're gonna
It's a
do,
cycle. You're
it's a
not doing it.
cycle.
Hmm.
You still ain't here. You got inhibitions. You want to do it, but you're not doing it
There you
because
go.
it's a cycle. It's the rolling up, the smoking, the laugh,
Hmm.
the munchies, the
Yep,
sleep.
yep,
Then you wake up,
yep.
you do
Do
it
it
all
all over
over,
again.
and you're
Hmm.
not actually reaching your goals.
Yeah. And not only that, like, God didn't put us down here just to work for people. God
Hmm.
put us down here to create, innovate, and to be a blessing to each other. So,
Hmm.
the goal is, yeah, work, but also create your own and your own paradise so you and your family can have a legacy and have
Yes.
things, just, for the world to continue on years and years later.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that's the important thing about it. And, honestly, when we see the stars doing it and they blowing big trees in their video and they successful, but that's entertainment, you guys.
Uh-huh.
Outside of the cameras and outside of entertainment, if they were to put that away and really have to deal with real life, how would they be able to deal with that?
Hmm.
So you want to
Hmm.
kind of talk about, I know you said the relationships with people, but the fight during that shifting point, and what shifted you and when did you start to really notice your change?
As far as the better,
Mm-hmm.
well, my story is kind of unique. What helped me when I shifted, I spent most of my kid young adult life on drugs and alcohol.
Mhm.
I finally made the shift at the age of 40, 40 years
Mhm.
old. So I always tell young people it is never too late. I
Yeah.
see you 25, 30.
Yeah. It's never too
I
late.
didn't start really living until I
Honestly.
was 40 years old. And I had the help of the Department of Corrections.
Mm.
I goes into the county jail for the eighth DWI.
Mhm.
I'm in the county
Eight.
jail, the
Eight
eighth
of them. That's
DWI.
pretty expensive.
It was. I was supposed to go to jail the third time. I was supposed to go to penitentiary the third one, but I had money to pay for a good
Grace. God
lawyer.
gave some grace
The-
too. Yeah.
I was paying for a lawyer slash judge.
Mm.
This last time, he said, "John, I don't know if I can save you on this one because,"
Mhm.
and it was the best thing that happened to me at the time. But at the time, I was like so upset. But
Yeah.
the judge told me, he said, "I need to protect my community. It's people like you that can actually harm them." I
Mm. How'd
sentenced you
that
to
make you
5 years in the
feel?
penitentiary. He said 5 years, and I'm like, oh my God. So now
Ah.
going through this cycle again,
Yeah.
and I got the young guys. And what's up, OG? They call me OG and Unc and
Mhm.
all this stuff. I'm like, I'm in this big rotunda with these young guys. They throwing butter up into the ceiling to see if it stays and sticks. I'm like, John, I just told him, I said, Lord, please help me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to. Matter of fact, before this even happened, I was actually praying because I was actually still
Yeah.
in
There you go.
church. I
Prayer.
was
Yeah.
still ushering
Mhm.
because before I go to church, I get my beard down real quick.
Mhm. Mhm.
Then I brush my teeth, take my shower, and I go to the church. I was always raised in church.
Who kept you in the church?
I think because I was raised in the
Yeah.
church,
Yeah.
so my
Your
family
mother.
was always, yeah, my mother, my grandfather,
Mhm.
my aunties. Everybody's really a part of a church program, especially at
I want to
Jameson.
stop right there. He said he had to stop and he had to go to his faith and
Mm-hmm.
ask God, help me.
Help me.
I need help. That's a full surrender there, you guys. When you get to a breaking point and you see nothing else is working for you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like you said, it was fun. My grandfather used to always say, pleasure's a sin. We used to listen to certain music and gospel, and I used to ask him, what does that mean when I hear that pleasure is sin?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's fun.
It's fun.
But it
The
doesn't
flesh.
bring you any, it's the flesh, but it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
bring any joy or any wholeness to the soul and what you're truly here for.
Right.
So that's important.
Yes. So when I did that, when I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, please help me. I'm so tired of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other prayer was,
You was
I didn't want my
tired.
mom to die
Mm.
with a losing son.
Mm-hmm.
And my
Yeah.
mom, she was a single mother,
Mm-hmm.
raising three kids, and 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 she would always have faith in me. She always had positive words, John. You're gonna get over this. You're gonna get over this.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
always there.
Yeah.
And so when I
Nurturer.
nurtured her, and she believed in me. And so I was really talking to the Lord deep for like 2 years. Lord, please take this away from me before. And then the way He used it was the penitentiary.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
DWI, when I went there, I didn't have no access to no alcohol, no drugs, no nothing. I was able to
Mm.
get in, and when I fell on my knees and asked the Lord to help me, I stayed in positive books. I was reading the Bible. I was in
Mm.
self-help books. I had to learn how to beat the demon that had me.
Mm-hmm.
That alcohol, if you really can't beat nothing unless you understand.
You got to get to the
You
source
gotta
of
get
it.
to the source of why.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Why were
so
you even picking that bottle up in the first place?
right. So come to
Yeah.
find out, I had the fear of success.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I
Yep.
was about to succeed, I subconsciously kicked that ladder of success from up
Yeah.
under me.
Yeah.
It was like subconsciously, oh, I'm about to graduate.
Self
Okay,
sabotage. Yep.
I
Yep.
didn't graduate from high
Mm-hmm.
school.
Yep.
It was I was up there with my class. When I started skipping, they're like, John, what you doing? Because we all look for each other. When you're in a clique or a team, you're graduating class. That's part of a clique and a team too.
Yeah.
We see each other.
Yeah.
We push each other to go. We go into classes. We raising our
Absolutely.
hand, answer stuff. Then by my junior senior year, I started skipping a little bit. By my senior year, I was ready to come to class. I had my classmate, John, what you doing?
Yeah.
By this
Yeah.
time I was with this group called Ice. We was having so much fun. I was
Yes.
just living.
I thought about
I
having
was
you get
living.
on here and
I
showing
can't
me
do
a
it no
little.
more.
Hey.
Okay, but it was the flesh, the pleasure, the pride of life,
Yeah.
the flesh. That there would get you.
Yeah.
That's what really
That fight
gets
with
you
the
in life.
flesh and the
So
soul. Yeah.
so all this stuff. I didn't graduate. I was the first one supposed to graduate out of my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family. I didn't graduate.
Mm.
My sister Yvette ended up graduating before me.
Mm. Okay.
Then Yolanda, then Misty.
Mm.
Well, I keep on going, y'all. People that know, you
Yeah.
know. But I ended up getting my GED, which was harder,
That's okay. But you got it.
incarcerated.
You did it.
But yeah, so that's how I end up
and
transforming
transitioning.
as
And I
far as
heard you
things.
say that when you did go into recovery, you had all these books and these outlets that were teaching you things. So
Hmm.
how hard was it to kick that? Because I even remember when I was pregnant and 5 years I haven't smoked cigarettes. I've been tobacco free from cigarettes for 5 years now.
Wow,
But when I
congratulations.
got pregnant, and I was smoking and I could really get the smell the chemicals, and I was like, "Baby, I'm not gonna be able to do this. This is it for me. I can't do
Right,
it no more."
right.
So I stopped. But when I stopped, I noticed some withdrawals. I'm like, "Damn, your body can do all this just from nicotine." Like I was cranky.
Yeah,
I had shakes. Not only
yeah.
that, I was pregnant too. So the morning sickness with that
Sickness.
and giving that all up at the same time,
Hmm.
it's a struggle. So how was
It
that for you? Did you
is.
have like really major like withdrawals or anything with that?
I didn't really have withdrawals. My
Perfect.
main thing was beer.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so the thing was, I just wanted it again.
yeah,
So it's been times when I was free, I would stop for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Some people could drink. To me, it's not a sin. But some people could drink. They could drink a half a beer or a quarter of a beer, leave it there sitting. Now,
yeah,
to me, that was alcohol abuse.
yeah,
You can't
yeah.
leave that beer sitting. You got to drink
You
that
better
beer.
drink that. That's
So
hey, you go to a party, you can't get in unless you do that
yeah,
shot. You know how they used to
so
do?
so I would drink and I would try to stop. I stopped for a week or two and I pat myself on the back with another beer. Well, some of us, y'all got them in your family.
Yeah.
We're the ones that can't just have a beer.
Mhm.
Some people can drink, but y'all know everybody got them in their family. They can't pick up a beer for nothing. They're gonna
Yeah.
keep on going.
Yep.
It's gonna be on
Until
the
you keep
road.
going. Yeah.
But what I learned though, when I was in treatment, from the last time the judge sent me to um, incarceration, they made me do treatment before I left. And what taught me was before you pick up that drink, think of your bottom. Think of the bottom.
Mm.
Every time you think about a drink, think of your bottom.
Mm.
And so that's what helps me now, thinking of
Yeah.
my bottom.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
So even now, do you still, even when we're just out and you're older now, so you probably don't have those struggles. Because once you heal through certain things, you guys, you still have to remember, hey, I still have to be careful with this because this once was a part of me. And I know unsubconsciously I can get deep into that. So like,
Hmm.
just when you're out and stuff now these days, how do you deal just with that same voice in your head?
Well, so what happens is the longer you stay away from it, the voice gets
There you go.
smaller.
It minimizes. Yep.
It's just smaller.
Say
But
that
one thing
again.
you got to
Yes.
remember though,
Yes.
is the Bible talks about this too, and it's true even with addictions. When you go back to something,
Mm.
it hits you harder, like three
Mhm.
or four
Mhm.
times.
Mhm.
It's almost like seven
Like a
more demons,
boulder. Mhm.
seven more demons have possessed you again, stronger
Yep.
than they would. The Bible talks about this. It's stronger than it was the
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So,
agree.
so
I
you
agree.
gotta. So me, and I know that I'm just one drink from being back where I was at.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what keeps me sober too is I think 'cause I have compassion.
Mhm.
I have compassion when I see people out there in the streets that's drinking. I see me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Lord.
Help
Lord,
them.
please
Yeah.
help them, help them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for a long time, when I first got out, I caught myself helping them by buying them liquor.
Yeah.
'Cause I knew
Yeah.
that feeling of really wanting one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how he really wants one.
Yeah.
I had to buy a 6 pack of buy him a pint. But now I'm like, I'm not gonna feed that
It's a
poison to him
hindrance.
no more.
Yeah, because it's a hindrance. We want to support people. We want to help them, and that's the thing about coming out of a dark side and then being successful. We have that empathy and compassion for those people that we see in those stages that we once were in. And I
Hmm.
think that's a lot of the reason why I do what I do. Overcoming a lot of the things that I did. I want to make sure that I'm here fulfilling my mission. It's not a waste of time,
And
and I'm
that's
telling
healing.
my story.
And that's healing you're doing. You healing you.
Yeah,
That's for you more than that. That's
myself.
healing.
And I noticed that, and even with and when I did my full surrender, God help me. I'm sick of this,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
you know my thing was marijuana. I could say that I was addicted with marijuana. It was
Hmm.
an everyday thing. I
Hmm.
never really liked alcohol or anything because I seen it a
Hmm.
lot in my family, and I never wanted to do that. I think my thing, I didn't do crack cocaine or anything, but I threw back the thizzle
The
pills back in the
physical.
day when
Hmm.
Mac Dre was doing his thing or
Oh
whatever,
yeah.
and we used to this dance, but
Right.
really understanding how they alter your mind. And when I
Hmm.
started to go without them, how much I was able to get
Get
done.
done, man.
I'd be like, "Are you serious?" So that motivates you
Yes,
too,
I
like just
calculated.
that action.
I was incarcerated one time. I was calculating how many beers I drank a day, how much time I was spent just getting money just to drink and smoke.
Yeah,
It was majority of my time.
yeah, yeah,
So majority of my time was getting the money so I can get some liquor. I had to have it in the morning time too.
Yeah.
I got that's when I knew it was bad. I was drinking in the mornings.
Mhm.
By the evening time, I'm just busy drunk, and nobody
Yeah.
wanted to be around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but anyway, I calculated how much I was spending, how much energy and time you spend going backwards down into the
Yeah.
pit.
Yeah.
And then it's funny now that I've in recovery, I start recovering, how all your attention, instead of looking for the weed, the papers, the beer, how you gonna get this, you're really looking down,
Yeah.
and you're actually projecting yourself
There
on
you
a
go.
downward
There you
spiral.
go. There you go.
But once you quit and you start getting your priorities in
Mhm.
perspective,
Your
it's like it
logical, that logic
switches.
comes back.
It switches. Now you got goals.
Yep.
And remember, wherever the mind can conceive, so can it achieve.
Yep. There you
And that's
go.
what helped me.
Yeah.
When I was across the last time, and I started studying up the Bible and all
Yeah.
these self-help books,
Yeah.
especially Joyce Meyer. She had the battlefield of the
Yeah. I like
mind.
Joyce too.
The
Yeah.
battlefield of the mind was helped me.
Yeah.
It's how you project things, how you see things.
Mhm.
I used to see things as dark all the time.
Yeah.
Now I see everything as
Positivity.
positively.
Yeah.
It's like going this direction here. Now I even made a one time I made one of those boards you do when you put what you call them
The inspirational boards.
boards, but
I
you
know you're talking about.
that helps you in your vision.
Yeah.
If you can't
Vision
conceive in your
board.
mind, vision board.
Mhm.
If you can't vision in your mind, write it down.
Yeah.
It's best to write it down anyway.
Yeah.
And then you can watch yourself go in this direction.
Manifest it.
All the
Yeah.
money you get instead of buying drugs, liquor, your
Yeah.
friends, your
Put
party,
that
going
energy
this
in that
way,
positivity.
it's this. Now you
Yeah.
build. Now you're investing in yourself with tools, with
Yeah.
everything you want, and then all the seeds that's so important about the seeds
That we
that
saw.
we sow.
Yeah.
Not just what we do, but what we say.
Yeah.
A lot of
What we listen to.
what we listen to,
Yeah.
those seeds are so powerful because you'll have a harvest. I never forget one time the Lord just started blessing me with things will happen fast,
Yeah.
materialistically. I'm
Yeah.
not just first I got the peace and the spiritual stuff. And then pretty soon, material things start happening. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
Lord,
Yeah.
what did I do to deserve this?
You
I never
shifted.
forget. This is funny. I'm about
Yeah.
to take you to the mud for a second.
Yeah.
I was actually on the toilet stool taking a dump. I said, Lord, I never forget. I was in the back bathroom. My my wife and I, we have this back bathroom. You come in the back door. I was laying. I'm like, wow, Lord, you done blessed me with a wife. I got my cousin Johnny was giving me a truck. Other stuff so happened real fast. I said, I said, well, how did I deserve this? He said, John, you're in your harvest season. I said, harvesting
Mm.
what I do. So when I was incarcerated, I used to
You
always
did the
witness.
work.
I was witnessing, not
Yeah.
knowing I'm planting seed. I was
Yeah.
trying to live a righteous life then,
Yeah.
and I still try to. It's harder out here for some reason. I
Yeah.
still try to live a righteous life
Yeah.
out here. But when you live a righteous life, you're actually sowing seed.
Yeah.
Then pretty soon you get a
Say that.
harvest.
So that you guys and that doing the work, he did the work and he got his harvest. And I know a lot of times when we make that shift and that transition, it's really hard. That's why they say when you at the crossroad, and
Hmm.
it's so hard to stay on a straight and narrow because of that shift. It's so hard. But
Hmm.
when you're learning those new lessons, like he said, he started reading the books, he
Hmm.
started reading the self-help books, he started doing other things. And
Hmm.
even though he didn't see the results immediately, because it's not going to happen right when we
Mm-mm.
want it. It's going to happen when we're ready for it. He
Right.
started to see that harvest. And I'm sure it was right on time, you guys. So when you're
Hmm.
making that change and you have people that want to steady pull you back, because I'm sure you had people that was like,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
man,
Oh yeah.
why don't you
Oh
come
yeah.
on back down here and do this? And
Right. Right.
fighting that temptation is hard, you guys, because you're probably like me, you love people, and I love people,
Hmm.
and we
Hmm.
like to socialize, but we got to start getting together and socializing off of investing assets. How can we
Yeah.
better for each other?
Helping each
How
other
can we,
out.
how can we help other people? And if we're good, how can we give that back to the community some more? It's
Hmm.
not all about, hanging out and smoking and drinking. And I learned I have more fun hanging out when I just go out and eat and have good
Oh no.
conversation.
Yes. Yes.
I heard somebody say something and they said rich people don't talk about what they had, they talk about where they
Mm-mm.
been. And that changed my perspective. I said, wait a minute, that's true, because when we leave here, we're not gonna be able to take it with
Take it
us
with us.
anyway. So we might as well acknowledge and love all these things and all these places that we have out here while we can. So I'm really glad that you
Hmm.
shared that,
Yeah. You're
and
welcome.
through the mud,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when we through going through that, we all we get those moments like, man, I ain't never gonna come out of this. Like
Oh my God.
I've had so many moments like I'm never gonna come out of this, but I also my faith. I always told myself, "Joy gonna come in the morning. Joy gonna." That was one of my favorite Bible verses. Joy comes in the morning. So I always held on to that. If I could just wait, lay down and go to sleep, and wake up in the morning again, I
Mm-hmm.
know that joy will be meeting me there. So let's talk about. Were there any major setbacks for you
I've had a lot of setbacks when I was. You talking about when I was in my
when you was
addictions?
going through the transitions? Then,
When I
yeah,
was going through, yeah, my setbacks were good for me because it excelled me like a slingshot. You
yeah,
gotta you gotta use those setbacks as a slingshot
yeah,
because when you lose something, it's time to go forward.
yeah,
But most of my setbacks were when I was in the mud
yeah, yeah.
because I was still
On the crossroad. Yep.
falling up
What we just
mud.
talked
Slow
about.
every time I try to do something, I would
Yeah,
take a drink and fall back
yeah,
because the alcohol and drugs just keep you
yeah,
they keep you doing it. But since I've been on the straight and narrow,
yep.
I've had a couple of setbacks that wasn't enough to really affect me.
There you go. Yeah,
Because I always used that pain for my pain that I had. I used as passion for passion.
yeah,
I turn it into passion,
yeah. Same.
and that's the only way. Because I hate pain.
Mhm.
So when you get the pain, just remember, just turn it up, turn it on around to passion
Yeah,
to do something to
yeah.
excel yourself.
I noticed that too. I hate pain too, and we hate pain, but I noticed that I really didn't make any major changes until I
Mm-hmm.
felt that
So you
pain.
felt that pain.
And I think that really motivates us. And I know you said a lot of people were disappearing, but who are some people that were really motivating for you and who
So
really had your back on that
I
journey?
gotta tell you, when I on my journey, it was God all the time because
That
God
part
uses people.
first, yes.
Because God uses people.
There you
But
go.
my mother, mother praying mama,
Yeah,
and her sisters, my auntie Shirley, my auntie Loretta, my
yeah,
auntie Queenie.
yeah.
Oh my aunties were
Warriors.
when I was at my darkest. I never forget. My mom was always there. My aunt Shirley, she was persistent. She was sending these kites into the. When I was in the hole locked up. She was
Oh,
sending these things. It was
yeah,
always inspirational. I said, boy, I told her that too. I said, you know
yeah.
something? You know she's a mailer anyway.
Let me tell you
She
something. You
mails
see that
everything.
letter right there?
Yeah,
You see who handwriting that is?
that's hers. I know it.
When I was going through some of my darkest days too,
Uh-huh.
and because when you're doing the work and you following your passion, that money don't come right then. Those things don't come right there.
No.
You feel inconsistent, like you
Right,
can't do it. She sent me that. And it
man.
was just confirmation for me to keep
To
going. She was like,
keep
baby, you're
going.
teaching forgiveness, you're teaching love. I want you to keep going. I keep it there
She's
as a
that's her.
reminder.
That's her. That's just her.
Yeah,
I almost had tears in my eyes. 'Cause I thought about my
yeah,
darkest time, and it's hard. People rarely get mail when you're
yeah,
locked up.
yeah,
I don't. I don't went to jail, and end up in the hole too,
yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah,
some crazy stuff in
yeah.
there.
We do.
And I was sitting, the mail call comes, and letter drops in there, and just when I was kind of giving up hope, it was a hope card.
Yeah,
She sent me a hope card.
yeah.
It was like all these different cards just when I needed it. It
Right
was,
on time.
and then she always
That's
got these.
God. Yeah,
It was a hope card to keep my hope going.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like, thank you, Lord. I needed that
yeah,
in a dark place. It was like a piece of sunlight
yeah, yeah,
that dropped on my floor.
yeah.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Beautiful
Yeah,
things growing in
yeah.
concrete. I remember going through my depression and my darkness too, but learning so much about me, learning so much about my family, learning so much and actually getting to the root of my
Uh huh.
issues and actually getting back to me.
Uh huh.
At the big age of 32, I finally learned self love. And I know I was beautiful, and I felt like I loved myself, but I never chose myself, and that's not love. So you
Mm.
always got to choose
Ain't
yourself
that
first.
something?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
You
learning
got to.
that and now just within these couple of years being able to achieve and accomplish so much is just it's gratitude. I
Gratitude.
believe I'm out of the guilt and shame
There
now
you
to where
go.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I'm no
Yeah.
longer thinking about that. I know why I did that and I know why I'm here, so that's a beautiful
Uh-huh.
thing.
The guilt and shame. That's good because we go through that.
Yeah,
And
real
then
bad, and it could kill you.
you
it
can,
it, it almost killed me, you guys.
especially people serving.
Yeah, yeah,
So for a while, back when I was serving people
yeah, people
instead of
pleasing.
myself, people
Yeah,
pleasing instead of myself. My wife had to remind me now,
that's
try to do
fear,
something
that's
for
not love.
yourself. Do
Yeah,
something for yourself
yeah.
sometimes. You always try to do stuff for
You
other
care
people.
for other people
Do
because
some,
you want
yeah,
to just see people
I
have.
do. I really
Yeah.
do. I really do.
And I think that's important too when you come from lack. And I came from lack. Did you work?
Oh,
So I
big
come from
time
lack.
like,
We were poor, big
mm-hmm.
family, and we were poor. So when you get older and you're able, you see, dang, I can produce.
I can do
I
this.
can do this. You feel like, well, I can help them because you're strong. But
Mm-hmm.
that also is a hindrance to people because people have to learn how to navigate and be whole alone. And
Alone.
I think once we learn that, then that helps us better to show up for each other. And I think it would, create more peace.
Yes.
Because when you worried about yourself and your own thing, you ain't worried about what nobody else going on. And that's honest God truth
That's the
right
honest
there.
God truth.
So
Yes.
what would be your message for these young men and just young individuals out here who are going through those struggles?
My message is to never give up. First of all,
Mm,
it's best to figure out who you are. Because most young brothers like myself, we didn't know who we were.
yeah,
We were
you.
kings.
There you go.
Look at who you are in Christ or in Allah. You're a chosen person.
Yeah.
Until you know who you are, you're still diving into all these other things. And I always remember that whatever you can conceive, you can achieve.
All right.
So you got to put that in your head.
Yeah.
That's what that's one of the best advice I can give because when I see myself today, sometimes I've actually conceived it.
Mhm.
I actually conceived because
Mhm.
I've always
That's
wanted.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can always tell when your creativity is blocked. Mine was blocked for a little while. I couldn't think of nothing. I couldn't think of what was the next plan or anything. But when I started to really cleanse and heal and forgive people and forgive myself and make that room, then that's when those ideas came. And at
Yes.
first it went from, okay, let me write it down so I can remember, to now I can actually see
See,
myself.
ain't that something?
I can see myself, certain instances I can daydream and see myself like on big stages. I can
Uh-huh.
see myself doing certain things. So the more you
Mm,
practice those manifestation, guys, and the more you put those prayers out and you speak that positivity, that's raising that vibration. And
the,
it's universal. It's gonna come back to you. So let's just remember that thing. Keep it positive. Even when things aren't going the best way. Remember that you will have a harvest, but that harvest, it doesn't come overnight, you guys. We go
mm,
through all these instances and we stay in these habits for years.
mm,
So you have to respect the healing just as well as you respected that fun along the way. Okay,
yes.
I had fun, but hey, karma's real, you guys. Those lessons are
Mm,
real. You might have to go through some years of lessons to unlearn those habits.
mm,
You might have built up a whole bunch of debt in those years from your choices, and you might have to go back and relearn some things to learn how to invest differently.
yes.
But it's not nothing to get discouraged off of. Like he said,
Mm,
it don't matter what age you are.
mm,
You can get up and walk that walk no matter what. And I guarantee you, like he said, he wasn't doing major, he wasn't spending a whole bunch of money nowhere. He was reading books. He was
mm,
investing in himself. He was
mm,
loving himself. And God
mm,
just showed up for him. Here you go, truck. Here you go, this. Here you go,
mm,
that. And that's how you know that you are abundant and you're
mm,
loved and you're on the
mm,
right road.
yes.
You can
Can I
tell.
vibe on that real quick? What you
Of
said about
course.
positively?
Yeah.
What I know is to be true is the spoken word, the positive
Yeah.
word. A lot of time, even when you don't, even if you feel sick, don't claim it.
Mm-hmm.
Because God, when he built the universe, He spoke it.
Yeah.
He didn't say He built it. He said He spoke this into
Mm-hmm.
existence. So,
Existence.
so be careful with your words.
Yes.
It's so. My mother stays on me about that. She's one. You
Yes.
can't speak nothing negative to her about nobody or
Yeah.
about yourself for that.
Yes.
She's gonna change the word, but change the words up.
Yeah.
If you feel sick, don't say you're sick. Just, your body hears it. She says, say
Yes.
you feel good.
And
Say
she's
I'm
taught me
good.
that with the tapping
The
too.
tapping, yeah, I like that
When I
tapping.
was really going through stuff with my body and my skin, she was like, tap it, tap.
Tapping.
It works.
Yeah,
You tell
yeah.
yourself you're well, you tell yourself you're better, but not only tell
Mm-hmm.
yourself, look into and research who you are, your
Mm-hmm.
body, what your family been eating all these years,
Right.
what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
What can I replace and substitute and change these things with, guys? We don't have to
Mm-hmm.
stay stuck. And the moment that you change and reverse that, that's starting to give you longevity. That's why you see when people start to really get on their healing journey, they start to get their money right. They start to exercise and start to get that stuff right. So that stuff is really important, you guys. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the materials. It's
No,
what you put in here, what
that's
shines
right.
from the inside that
That's
comes
right.
out. So
That's right.
what's something that you never expected on that other side that you now have on the healing side that you can say, okay,
Uh,
I'm
a
grateful. I did
functioning
that.
relationship with my wife.
Yes.
And my wife
And she's
and
fabulous too.
yeah, my
Hmm.
wife and it's so funny because we've been able to travel. And let me
Yeah.
tell you how this
It's
happened.
beautiful.
Let me
Africa,
let me tell you how this happened. She didn't go to that.
big
She
dog.
wasn't going that far. She said, I ain't getting no plane that
Oh,
far.
she didn't
She
go?
didn't go. But one of my high school friends went with me. But so I never forget. I said, we get married, I'm gonna take you to the Virgin Islands. And this girl, she come home the next day. She had a whole itinerary, the
Mm.
hotels,
She knew what she wanted to
the
do.
this. I was like, wow, okay, is it that easy? So it's funny. One time I said, I took you all
Wives
around.
be knowing y'all.
One time I told her, I said, I done took you around the world. She said, no, I took you around the
What?
world.
She said, "Hey, I'm the reason. Don't ever get it twisted." I love
And
that.
it's so true. It's so funny because we on the airports, everywhere we go, it's almost like I was, oh,
Yeah,
come on, we got to catch this. She
yeah,
know everywhere to go. I was like, I'm
yeah, yeah.
okay. So that,
International
there
girl,
it is.
woman.
Yeah, she actually, I told her she should be there's two things. She's an interior decorator and she can also, what you call these put parties together, putting
Event coordinator.
coordinator. I told her that's what she's
I've
the
seen some
best for.
shots of like y'all dining tables and stuff, and
Yeah,
she's fabulous. She's
yeah,
fabulous.
that's her energy. That's her energy right there.
Yeah,
Everybody got their own energies they like.
and I love that
So,
about it. And I love y'all together. Like I see
mm-hmm,
y'all out here, and y'all are just great examples. You're really showing us young people how to stay dedicated, how to
mm-hmm,
invest, how to take care of your children. I see your
mm-hmm.
wife you and your wife
Oh
with your
yeah,
grandkids all the time. How
boy.
you guys are teaching them and
Mm-hmm.
showing up for them. And me and my husband, we look up to that. We
Yeah.
watch that even with the business. Like
Mm-hmm.
how
Mm-hmm.
can we learn from that so we can
Right.
build too. So
That's
thank
good. That's
you.
good. And so to keep it in the mud, we do post, especially back in the day, we post all the good stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't too much post those fights and knock down, drag
We
down.
know what it is. Hey, we know what it is. But
It
when
wasn't
you
that
when you
many, but
have that type of relationship, like I can count on my hand how many times me and my husband are arguing. We've been
right.
married for 6 years and together for 9. And the arguments they petty,
They
some
petty.
financial stuff. We always got to
It's
get the finance stuff
financial. Yeah,
together and
financial.
where we gonna eat.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a real big argument over something to eat one time, and it just be petty stuff. But that's the thing that you can be able to, I wouldn't say really argue,
Right.
just conversate and
Right.
talk and disagree to disagree. That's how you get
Especially.
get
And then the
stronger.
love, the love is funny because we don't fight as much as we used to because we know how we feel
Yeah,
after the
you
fight.
respect that.
Especially when
Yeah,
before we learned how to fight,
yeah,
we would hit below the belt and then
yeah,
feeling
yeah,
real bad.
yeah, yeah,
You're like, wow, we're at a separating point, but don't feel good.
yeah.
So now
Or
we
when you see how it affects the other person, because
get
I used
feel,
to say
yeah.
stuff and I look at my, I'm like,
How did I say that?
I probably
You can't
shouldn't.
take
And
them
I
words back.
can't take it back. So how am I gonna mend this?
Yeah,
He's real
yeah.
gentle. I'm the
Yeah, it's always the women, and
rah rah
we
rah.
know we can't whoop y'all with our tongues. So all
No,
you young
no.
guys is out there,
Don't
don't
try to
try.
whip a woman with your tongue. We gonna win, baby, every
But
time. Cause we got that elephant memory.
yeah, buddy.
We just style everything away. So that's a beautiful thing. I
So
love
that's what I
that.
really on this side of the journey is actually my wife, and then the seeing my mom
Yeah.
proud of me,
Yes.
and actually even working for me too.
Yeah.
So it's like no better blessing than that.
Yeah. Are you proud
So
of you?
oh yeah, I'm super
Yes.
proud.
Yes.
I forget sometimes 'cause I stay so busy to be proud of myself, but
Don't forget to
I'm just
remind.
always in there. I'm
Yeah.
always in there moving. So
Yeah. Acknowledge that.
yeah, I will. I'm acknowledging it right now.
Because
I am
sometimes
proud of
we
myself.
forget how good we are. And we got to show up for ourselves
Yeah,
too.
that's real talk. Thank you for
For
that.
real, for real.
Thank you for that.
I love that. Well, I thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm gonna sing my song.
Uh
I got a song that I sing every time we get ready to come up off of this show because I really want to emphasize that everybody's on their journey. I really want to emphasize the fact that we should respect everybody's journey. Everybody has a story. Let people tell their own story. We don't need y'all out here telling people's story what they going through. Let people talk and release and tell their own stories and be quiet so you can learn something. I think that's important. So I thank y'all. I love y'all. Y'all already know. Thank y'all for vibing with y'all girl. Thank y'all for vibing with John. He
That's
been great
fine.
and amazing. Thank you for
Thank
sharing your
you.
story. And we gonna walk. I'm gonna walk on my journey. I'm gonna talk on my journey. I'm gonna walk on my journey. It's my life, and I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk, 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 walk. I'm gonna talk, 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 talk. Thank y'all.
That's pretty good, girl.
So I just do that and I just thank y'all. Love and light.